Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about speaking the language of the people that you're trying to reach and framing things in a way that appeals to them. Because a lot of times when a golden opportunity presents itself, we don't do that. We don't do that. We try to make our points in a way that would appeal to us. We're not trying to appeal to us. If those points would work, they would already think like us, right? And we're going to do all of this and talk about falling well. Every once in a while, pretty regularly, a person from the conservative movement falls. Something happens. The Family Values Party does not live up to its name. This happens pretty often. When it does, especially if that person has made their points in a religious framing, when that happens, we often point to the hypocrisy. Because that's what shook a lot of us loose. We see the hypocrisy and we're like, hey, that's wrong. But see, the thing is, those people, the people who are powerful within that community, who have trained those who follow them to kick down, they already have a defense for that. And that when you point out that hypocrisy, you're helping them build their brand. You're helping them push the conversation where they want it to be. Don't believe me? Let's say, hypothetically, there was a well-known religious pundit who got caught up in a lifestyle that was just outside of the norm. Not to say that outside of the norm is bad. It's just outside of the norm, what people typically do. When news breaks, the hypocrisy charge gets leveled. And he already won. He won. Because, yeah, he's got to lay low for a little while. But then he comes back. Says, you know, who among us hasn't fallen prey to the practice that was warned about all those years ago and failed to remove the plank from their own eye before pointing out the speck in their brother's? I failed in that regard, and I was led astray by the root of all evil. I was enticed by money. See, I had to be around all of those elites, those people with money, because I was trying to get the word out. And I was around those Hollywood liberals. And I saw what they did, and it corrupted me. It corrupted me, and it was that money. So starting today, I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take any money. Instead, that money's going to go into a trust. And it's going to be used to do good works. And as somebody who can tell you firsthand the temptations that money brings, let me take that burden off of you. Send me your money. Put it into that trust. And they're right back to where they started. Because that trust is administered by their attorney. That's not the route to go. Because that hypocrisy, and they've got that down. They know how to deal with that. They know how to spin that. They can turn that against their cultural enemies, those they have set up as the opposition. And they can keep marginalizing people. Which at the end of the day, that's his real transgression. Most times when you're talking about one of these people, that's their real transgression. The hypocrisy, it is what it is. You know, there are a whole lot of people who are born into a system or society or cultural group, and they can't be who they are. Reinforcing that idea doesn't seem wise to me. When they're found out, all the outrage does is remind them that, well, if that's the way you are, you better keep it a secret. Not really healthy. But the real transgression is marginalizing people. And that's the language that should be used. The failure of most people like this is not the hypocrisy. It's that they didn't love their neighbor as themselves. Because they couldn't love themselves. Because they couldn't be open about who they were. That's the route to go. Because if that's the framing when something like this happens, their only way out of it is to stop leading the charge to marginalize people. Stop pushing others to kick down and not love their neighbor. If you just frame it as hypocrisy, they can spend that and they'll come back more power, more money than they ever had before. They failed to love their neighbor. And that's the real problem. Everywhere. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.